So it's that time of year again in which we are preparing for, praying about what should I give up for Lent. And a lot of times when people think about Lent, they think about what are some bad things I can give up. They start to think about, respond with sin. And the problem is that Lent is not just a time to give up sin. Yes, Lent is all about recognizing that we are dust, recognizing the need for repentance, of turning away from sin towards the Lord. So yes, we should not sin. We should seek God's mercy. We should seek God's forgiveness and reconciliation. But we should do that all the time. It's not just during Lent that we should give up these sins, these bad behaviors. So this practice of fasting, of giving something up for Lent, is not just about giving up sins, which we should always be giving up, which we should always be avoiding, but it's about preparing for the temptations of going out into the desert, like Jesus Christ, and fasting from comforts of everyday life in order to build up a resistance to sin. So giving up sin is very difficult without the grace of God. Giving up sin can be even more challenging if we haven't trained ourselves spiritually to give up attachments to any good thing. So Lent is an opportunity not just to give up bad things, but to give up any kind of attachment to any kind of good or bad thing. So why do we give up candy during Lent? It's not because it's unhealthy. It's because maybe during Lent, we're recognizing that it's going to be challenging for us to give up or avoid candies and desserts or any kind of treats. It's not that they're bad or bad for you. That's not the reason why we give them up. We give them up because there's a temptation there. Not a sinful temptation, but a temptation there. That if we are able to resist the temptations of those smaller things like candy or sweets or whatever we normally give up, video games, screen times, those kinds of things, those attachments, if we are able to resist the temptation to use them or consume them, then later on when we are tempted by greater sins, we built up a strength with the grace of God to resist those greater temptations. So as you think about what should I give up for Lent, maybe don't think about what are the sins or bad things I should give up, but what are the attachments that are good things? What are some things that you find comfortable or enjoyable on a daily basis that you can take away for 40 days to build up a resistance to temptation, to sin? Because that's what's going to lead to the greater fruits and graces of the season of Lent, of this time of fasting, of this time of going out into the desert with the Lord for 40 days. So what should you give up? Give up some good things, not just some bad things that you've been doing or that you need to stop doing. Because we should do that all the time, not just during Lent. I'm Jared Dees from thereligionteacher.com. Go make disciples. God bless.